Hey everyone, it's Jack here, TalkNorwichCity. Welcome back to a more positive video. I've just got home, it's 11:05, and thankfully the road closures, the diversions on the drive back from Carrow Road was worth it because Norwich City have won by 3-1 against the struggling Sheffield Wednesday. We were made to sweat for a good sort of 20 minutes in that first half, but thankfully that second half performance was far better and actually ran out fairly convincing winners in the end. I thought Norwich looked better than we did against Preston North End, probably partly down to Sheffield Wednesday's game plan. I thought they would be slightly more defensively minded. I thought they looked really sharp actually in that first half, and deserved to go into the break drawing despite Norwich missing chances. I thought they looked really bright, and I think if they continue to play like that this season, they will win a lot more games. They look far better under their new head coach, and it shows that a change in manager can make a really big difference. It was Borja Sainz that opened the scoring after 7 minutes. He started the game. I thought him and Johnny Rowe made us look far more threatening down the wide areas. Borja picking it up from deep, driving forwards, and it was a stunning strike into the top corner and just shows what he can do. I recall being at Craven Cottage earlier on in the season for that cup match, and he came on late and he just looks frighteningly quick and kind of can pivot on the ball really quickly, low centre of gravity, really sharp shot on him, and has the ability to kind of just out of nowhere create something. And I don't think we've got that in too many players. We might have it in Gabby Sarah, but he's kind of operating from deeper. We've maybe got it in like a Josh Sargent from a striking position, but I think from wide areas, Borja has huge potential. He's not your typical winger. He's not like a Poeta or a Hernandez that will try and kind of hug the touchline and be quick and beat players. But he will nip in, and he's quick, and he's exciting. And I think his introduction tonight got Norwich fans off their seats for parts, and that's exciting because we haven't had that much this season, and particularly with Onel's recent kind of disappointing performances, it was nice to see Sainz come in and make an impression. Whether he starts on Saturday is another question. I think he was pulled after about, was it 80 minutes? He looked like he was cramping up a little bit towards the end, so he's still clearly not fully match fit, but a really promising introduction for Borja Sainz. On the other side was Jonathan Rowe. A similar type of review really for him. It didn't look completely fit. He was pulled off at the same point as Borja. At the goal that kind of wrapped the game up in the end. We had chances before that. Let's move into that first half again. I mean, Barnes had 2 that he should be scoring. Adamida had a header that he should score. Pleasing that we were in the positions of really good goal scoring opportunities. We could have quite easily scored 6 tonight, and I don't think it would have, we would have grumbled at that. But we didn't, and we missed chances, but we certainly created more than we did on Saturday, and that's pleasing. Like I say, Sheffield Wednesday were certainly more open than Preston were, but we did move the ball with a bit more intensity, and I think that's probably down to the personnel we had on the pitch. The Sheffield Wednesday goal was incredibly disappointing to concede. It came a couple of minutes after Barnes misses an absolute sitter where he puts it onto the crossbar. It was Kada Materi that scored the header. It was a shocking pass from Shane Duffy, and then it's a nothing kind of throw in, just lobbed into the box, and the forward gets his head on it, and it equalises things. And actually, there was a 20-minute period in that first half where Sheffield Wednesday were the better side and really put us on the back foot. And I think that's the concern, is if we were playing a better team tonight, I think we would have been punished in that 20-minute period. It reminded me slightly of the game against Watford, where we were on top and we scored a couple of goals, and then the game just got away from us, and the in-game management wasn't there to kind of just get a foot back on it. Thankfully for us tonight, Sheffield Wednesday didn't have the quality to kind of really take advantage of that, and we kind of ground it out in that second half. But that will be a concern. Look, Kenny McLean wasn't at fault for that first goal, but I think it does put into the spotlight that when you're playing essentially a centre midfielder at centre back, aerially, you are going to struggle more than if you were to have two centre-backs in there. On the flip side, I thought Kenny again was pretty impressive tonight, and I'm really, really intrigued / frightened about the way that we set up on Saturday, because it's a completely different task to the assignment we've had in the past few games. Ipswich will look to press us really high up the pitch. They will. They've got far more quality than Sheffield Wednesday have had. They've got far more quality than Preston have had. They've got exceptional talent in that side, and I think McKenna will suss that out. Do we go with McLean? I mean, he's certainly more capable on the ball than the likes of Warner and Danny Bart. I'm not overly confident in Shane Duffy. He got mistakes in him. He goes to sleep on occasions. There were a couple of vital blocks in there this evening, but I'm still not overly convinced from what I'm seeing from Shane Duffy at the moment. But this was a more pleasing performance than Saturday. And I mean, you look at the recent form, actually, we've turned things around slightly. I think it's 13 points from a possible 18 in the last 6 matches, which isn't too bad. I mean, the performances probably haven't been quite as good, and it has been a fairly favourable run of fixtures. QPR, Preston and Sheffield Wednesday, your 3 home games in the last 6 games. You're expected to win all of them. We won 2 of them, and we drew the other. Slightly more difficult fixtures coming up: Ipswich Town away, Huddersfield at home that we should be expecting to win, West Brom away, that's not going to be easy, Millwall away, hopefully you pick something up, and then Southampton at home before an FA Cup fixture. Still the debate will be around David Wagner and where his future lies. I think if we were to make a change, it has to happen before January. We need to go into a transfer window if we are making a change with the man that will be signing these players and will be forging a team around how they want to play. I'm still not overly convinced that will happen. I still think that the board may well stick with Wagner until the end of the season. They might try and just kind of muddle their way through and then try and find a long-term replacement come the summer. The balmy thing is, Norwich are up to 11th now. They're only 3 points off the playoffs. I still think there's probably only one playoff place up for grabs, and that's 6th place. I think the top 5 are pretty much secured. Leicester, Ipswich, Leeds, Southampton, West Brom might not finish in those positions, but I think they're a cut above the rest. From Sunderland down, it's a fairly open playing field. I mean, Sunderland, Hull, Preston, Blackburn, Cardiff, all above us. We've beaten Cardiff, we've beaten Preston. We drew to Preston, we've beaten Hull. There's opportunity here to kick on. Do I think we can get into the playoffs with the current setup and the current level of performances? No, I don't. But there is a foundation to build on here, and that should be, the thing that we're kind of grabbing onto. I think if Sargent, again, I said this on Saturday, I know we won tonight, and I'm really pleased about that. I think if Sargent, plays tonight, he scores a couple in the first half, it's out of sight within 45 minutes. And that's what we should be aiming to do now. And I think if in the types of games that we've got coming up against Ipswich Town, you may only get 2 chances and you have to take them. Thankfully, we were afforded more chances this evening. And that, I think that's the thing, we can often be quick to blame the defence, and rightly so. The defence have been lacklustre this season, but, equally the attacking players aren't void of criticism, and they should have scored more tonight. Equally crazy, I think we're the second top scorers in the division, only behind Ipswich. The third top scorers in the division, only behind the top 2 in Ipswich and Leicester. So it's a funny old game. We've also conceded the second mount in the division behind Rotherham. So look, Saturday looms. More confident going into it than I was before this evening. I still think we'll get beat. I still think we're a long way off Ipswich Town at the moment. But there were signs tonight that we've got a little bit of quality. Pardon the pun, because it was Sainz that provided that real kind of edge this evening, and he got me excited actually. Plenty more content coming later this week. We've got previews with Benjamin Bloom, my own preview. We'll have podcasts, loads of stuff. It's the East Anglian Derby on Saturday, but Norwich City have won on Wednesday against Sheffield Wednesday. The score 3-1. The goal scorers Borja, Sainz, Ashley Barnes and Johnny Rowe. I'm off to bed. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.